So I did show it to my client, and they like the kind of building more, the drawing. So the next job, when they actually pay me, will be to draw it again on watercolour paper, which I'll do anyways. But it's making sure the lines are thick enough. I've just been playing about with this and thickening them up a little bit. It's areas where if you imagine you can fit a hand around them, if you were, if you had solid object, I can fit my hand around this corner here, so that line would be thicker than that line, and this line would be thicker than those two lines as well. And it's that way of determining it. And also, this is too orange, it needs a bit more red in it, and a bit more separation with the shadowy areas, but that's fine. Like I say, I also wanted to at some point sit down and just spend the day practicing drawing trees, which probably won't be today as I'm struggling to focus as it is. Do we paint on the... Yeah. So we've got today and tomorrow left in the sketchbook. 23:49. I did decide where I was going. Ooh. There we go. So the picture I have of this building isn't open, and it's not a complicated one. And yeah, the roof is wonky. It's not quite wonky, it's more of a sunken in the middle slightly. This is the Log Cabin Cafe in Fleetwood. Yes, it really is just a weird log cabin sat at the side of the road. It's probably not the most interesting one I could do. We've gone down photographing really, but I've got that kind of working on new ideas sort of energy, and I want to go work on that. I've not got any time tomorrow because I promised my son we'll have a movie day tomorrow. It's the weekend. He's really excited about having a movie day. I need to sort out movie day supplies yet. But yeah, there's plenty to do today. This is by a park and by a car park, by the beach. It's a bit of a weird one. So the beach is on the other side of the sand dunes here. And that's technically a boat. Probably won't do a good job of that because it's only on the edge there. Right. But yeah, so they've approved that. Just waiting for them to tell me the last dress, which I will have to go and photograph in person. Because, unlike every other dress, there's kind of street view photos, there's photos of it up for sale. Generally, because they lived in quite big houses, there were planning applications for these houses to make them bigger, which boggles my mind, to be honest. Here you live in one of the biggest houses in the area. What we think you should do is make those houses bigger. If I did it again, I'd probably make this building smaller. Kind of zoom out a bit, take in a bit more of the landscape and the park, and over towards the field and stuff. Because there are cars parked over here. My impression of a car is pretty terrible today. Not realistic at all. That's not that carries on. That's actually further away. That's also top. Stop it. Let's just start again. Like I say, I'm excited to kind of get on and do some other work. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what direction I'm going to take in regards to stuff, but we'll see. I need to contact my placement just to check what I need to pay for. But yeah, it's blue wasn't blue enough. But we can just sprinkle some colour over it. We've got grey. I want those to interact. You're going the wrong way. The problem is, I'm working in a sketchbook on the last page. And it's gained like triple its volume. Is the fact that, really, I want the paint to run this way. And instead it's running up. So, it's why I have this steel lock on my desk, so I can that's why I have the steel blocks on my desk anyways. So part of it's painting, but I also got them to make models with. So when you're making models, you want a nice right angle, and then just cheap cuts of what are they? Steel. Yeah. so they cost me a couple of quid. But they're totally worth it. They're really useful objects because they don't move around. I've never really showed them on the channel. I don't know why. An inch by half an inch or something like that. Just kind of yeah. They're not. They're just kind of a standard. Oh, that's right. I just measured them in inches. Trigonometric. So they're 2.5 centimeters. By 1.8 centimeters. So that's 2.5 centimeters by 1.8 centimeters. I have those around because, like I say, I'm interested in model making as well. But it was weird yesterday going around my one of the places. The place where I basically spent a year at art school. Because like I say, I only ever went to art school for a shortish time. Because what I was doing was illustration. They were changing it to what you call it? Words have gone today. They were changing it to graphic design. And I am in no way a graphic designer in any way, shape, form. I'm not interested in the purple colour. I'm not a graphic designer by any stretch of the imagination. I find it quite hard. I don't find it interests me. It wasn't a 3-year course, it was a 2-year course, and then you went on to do a higher level course. And the reason I left after a year, because the old guy who was teaching illustration was retiring. I didn't want to do. I was engaged to be married and all sorts. Yeah. My wife to be was attending. Preston and not Blackpool, and I was at Blackpool. So then I could go to school with her every day. I dropped out of my course. Took up a course at her school where I did 3D design with digital modelling. That's where I learned basic CAD skills. Learned some basic wood, metal, plastics, which became really useful for working as a technician in a school. But I wouldn't recommend just jumping around with courses. As an adult, I'd recommend doing your research before you show up. And not being swayed because we have a partner. Because we ended up on the same course in the end, and we both did ceramics. This has some horizontal lines. I'm going to add those in paint. Louis. So we'll try that with this rigger brush, which obviously at some point has had too much water on it. I say obviously, but if the paint starts peeling off like that, it means it got water in the wood. Okay, I'm going to put some corners. I don't usually work with a rigger. I just thought it might be interesting to put that texture on. I don't know. This is a sketchbook, so in a sketchbook it's not always about making your best work. It's never about making your best work, it's about playing. And if you have a perfect sketchbook, with every drawing, every painting perfect, you're not doing it right. You know, some paintings look better than others. The sketchbook tour for this painting, for this sketchbook, will probably go out before this painting does. So enjoy that. This has a small, and then we want to mix some black, so just some burnt sienna, some ultramarine, makes a nice dark colour, and then we can, what we want to do is just remove some of the moisture from that. Nope. Anyway. So yeah, tomorrow we're actually going to try and make a good painting on the last day sketchbook. But today, I think that's it. Like I said, I've got a lot I want to be getting on with. Yeah, it's not always about creating a masterpiece. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.